Good evening, ladies and gents, or well, good day. I don't know what time it is where you are, but
just say hello, Dad. Come on.
Hi guys, welcome to Face It TV. Once again, I'm DDK, this is James, and we are going to be broadcasting to you the North American Cluj, the next major in Romania, and this is the qualifiers. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to make it through, and already we will be kicking things off with a very interesting first match. A team that we've not seen much from, and a team where it's not been possible to see much from them. It's Conquest, because they've just formed.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of American people with maybe some Canadians versus some people from Brazil. Yeah,
and one player in particular, FNX, who is from the legendary Made in Brazil team, who of course accomplished much many years ago. I can't remember, was it WCG that they, no, which tournament was it that they won? I'm having a mental block there, but I'm sure producer Reese will fill me in momentarily. But yeah, very legendary and storied player, FNX. So it'll be very cool to see what he's actually capable of doing in this match with his team. But it's going to be a best of 3, of course, and this is not quite the qualifying round yet. That is going to be the next round. That's the semi-finals, as is typical with these kinds of qualifying situations. And we'll be kicking things off with Cobblestone to begin with. But let's get a larger overview of what we're looking at here for the qualifiers. Who's involved? Let's check out the brackets.
Okay, so I can see we have, so we're looking at essentially the right-hand side of the bracket. The left-hand side is being played on another day due to scheduling. Team Liquid, I think, are playing at the moment. So, oh, I'm told 3-Sup actually and Complexity will play tonight, but that will be off stream. So, Mythic versus Method is happening at the same time as Games Academy versus Team Conquest, the latter of which we are going to be covering as our first match, and then the winners of those 2 matches will play each other in our second match, and that team will qualify. The winner of that match will qualify to the offline qualifier for DreamHack Cluj itself.
Yeah, I've got to say I'm really curious when it comes to Conquest. Of course, daps. You know, we've seen a lot of daps in the past. You know, he was of course on Liquid previously, and that's where, you know, he started to make more of a name for himself. And then, of course, there was, I don't know if there was, you know, what kinds of issues necessarily there were in the team, but definitely there was maybe a little bit of friction here or there, and he ended up eventually finding his way onto this team. NAF-FLY as well, we've seen him bouncing around. NAF's a really good Canadian player, someone who's always been improving, and I like watching as well. And ShahZaM, he's never quite risen to the heights that he was. Well, you know, he made a name for himself in Cloud9, basically. You know, he was this AWPer. Everyone's like, this guy's got some talent, he's got some skill. Cloud9 picked him up in the moment of need, and then I think it was like a wrong place or the wrong timing for him to be in that lineup.
I would say he made a name for himself on the Denial lineup prior. I was always,
yeah, that makes more sense.
I was always sad that team eventually got broken up, but and then became essentially Team Liquid. And yeah, the kind of issues. I guess it was a bit of a struggle for control with daps and Liquid, because I mean Adrenaline, because they're both essentially in-game leaders. Yeah. So then it was like listen to him, and I've got these ideas and blah blah blah. So we'll see what this team does. Whenever a new team forms in North America, I'm always, you know, I always feel like they have to prove something to us that they're not a mixed team. Like if you look at the Nylem lineup, essentially, like the way they played was very straightforward, you might say, in comparison to more thorough teams such as Cloud9 are at the moment. So I always feel like there's a lot to prove here for a new lineup that's come together. And it's come together relatively soon, so obviously it's going to be early days. We'll take that into consideration. But we'll see how long it lasts, if it lasts, and what they can do, how far they can go.
Yeah, I mean, it's whenever you have a new lineup, it's always like a really hard situation to deal with, because you essentially have 14 sides to basically fix, more or less. You, of course, want to start small, but that's 7 maps, and of course you've got to figure out both sides. You decide who plays what setup, how do you play the setups, who actually plays best with one another. Oh, does this actually work? Okay, now we have to renovate how we play in front of it, because these 2 guys weren't working on B. So now we've got to switch a guy out who's used to doing this job, and now this guy has to learn this guy's grenades. And then, you know, there's so many elements to consistency and stability when it comes to these teams, and there's so much to do that's why it really sucks when you have this situation where your team is brand new, because it takes a long time to really figure out, okay, what is the team actually capable of? Because you can have that period at the start where everyone is gluing well together, but everyone's kind of winging it because you don't really have that level of structure yet.
That's one thing that Dazed mentioned in a video actually, where he said that, you know, like if you have, let's say you have 2 people on Inferno who like to play Arch, and one of them might have to play B, for example, which is not, he's out of his comfort zone. It's not what he's used to playing. He doesn't have as much experience there, knowing how to react to certain situations and what his teammate can expect from him and so on. So there can be a lot of struggles with those kind of situations. As like you might see in SK with Cadian and Freeze both being AWPers, for example. Might see a similar thing there. So we'll see. Well, we have no idea if such struggles are on the team, but they can be common. We'll have to wait and see. I think we're just waiting to hear what the status of the match is. It's due to start imminently, but we are waiting to hear an update on that. So while that happens, we're just going to talk nonsense.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've casted together, actually, because we have we done a cast since Valencia? Because we've had some stuff recently, but Vendetta was with me, Jackie was with me, Hugo was with me.
I think we've done a little bit, but not much.
I think we did one map, I think, or something.
Just as something, some small.
Yeah, and we're just thinking like in props today. We've actually, I don't know where the grenade is.
Yeah, where is the grenade?
I don't know. We were going live, and I'm like, James, something is wrong. And it's like something feels off, and I didn't know what it was. And he's like, where's the grenade?
Instantly knew. Where is that damn grenade?
Yeah.
It's like,
and it wouldn't surprise me that someone has stolen it, because we had apparently one of our graphics guys apparently brought some girls in here, James, earlier. Maybe they ran off with the grenade.
Yeah. So, for those of you who, well, all of you, I suppose, our studio is above two giant floors filled with fashion-oriented women, which is awesome, you might say.
I don't see any of them.
They were supposed to have a party today. Actually, I'm not sure if that party actually happened or not. But
apparently it sucked.
But either it sucked or it didn't happen. So it was one of the two. But somehow 2 or 3 of them were up here with our guy who does our overlays, and I was actually playing. I was such a nerd. I was aware of this party. I was like, I kind of want to play Counter-Strike, so I was just like in the back on my own in a gaming room playing Counter-Strike.
What was he doing? Was he showing him the overlays? I think look at the overlays that I have made.
No, I think they were looking for someone. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. But then they were like, "Oh, you've got a cool office," and like, "Yes, so why don't you have a look at our studio?" And I could just hear like hums of people talking.
Okay. So he wasn't trying to pick up girls by showing them his overlays.
Apparently not. No, he wasn't. Okay. He wasn't trying to show them his overlays and his transition stand, his animation.
It takes a while till I'd show girls the overlays my overlays. It takes a while. You need trust there, James. But anyway, go for that.
I popped my head through the door and I swear I'm talking to 2 guys. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna like rain on this guy's parade. I'm gonna leave him to his business. As long as there are nothing unruly is happening in my domain, I'll let him continue on his way.
Well, apparently you failed, James, because the grenade is gone. No. We want for an explanation.
There was a girl standing here, and I don't know where the other girl was.
We don't even have any. Ironically, we don't have any cameras in here, James, to record, acts of potential theft.
Let's not. Oh, okay. I thought you were going somewhere else with that. No, we don't have any CCTV in here, Dan. But I'm sure.
Do you like the irony, though?
I have faith.
Cameras everywhere.
Indeed, I have faith that the grenade will turn up. We had a grenade stolen at Milan Games Week last year. Literally stolen from the casting desk, which I was not happy about.
Who would do that? You can buy them on Amazon, guys. It's not. I mean.
Why are you breaking the fourth wall then? Why are you?
Well, I mean,
what are you doing here?
Just like people, I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
What are you doing? You're just wrecking. Stop.
Well, I know. I think people should
behave yourself. I know it's late, but just calm down, Dan. Just calm the hell down. Stop destroying everything we've built. Damn it.
The Easter Bunny is not real, either. By the way.
I don't care about Easter.
I don't remember ever.
Bunnies are okay, I suppose.
Do you do Easter? Is it a thing for you?
I don't do Easter. No.
Why not?
Why should I?
I don't know. I don't.
Sell it to me.
I don't do it either. I'm just curious.
No.
I was hoping that you did.
Everything sucks at Easter, right? It's Easter's like. By the way, we're just waiting for a player to join the server, guys. So like Easter is like, okay, let's eat chocolate. Let's go on holiday. But that's everyone, so it's like you might have just a painful time.
They need to make one out of a aspartame so I can eat it, because that's like too much.
One out of what?
Aspartame or something.
You want some aspartame?
Easter egg, yeah. I don't want any.
Why don't you just not have an? Why don't you just not have an Easter egg instead?
That's usually
because
my
what you're
approach.
saying sounds bad.
It's usually my approach, though.
What?
It's not. I mean, it's not very healthy.
An Easter egg or an Easter egg made of aspartame? I doubt
Easter eggs, just generally
are
speaking. I mean,
healthy.
Okay, so we might be closer to starting. Is like the I guess is the information we just got.
We were told 10 are on the server, but daps is having some kind of internet issues. Turn off your torrents, mate. I know what's going on there. Those Christmas specials. Just leave it out, mate. Leave it out.
So
I have daps on Steam. I should tell him now. Just turn off your.
So there's this shared server for media. Let's say that Threat and his friends have, right? And he showed it to me, and they can download. So they have like a server, and they can download any media onto there remotely. And so they have like an internet connection for that server, which has all the hard disks and everything, and they can remotely communicate with it. And apparently one of the guys on there is like downloading like 300 gig of like Disney movies and stuff, like all of Star Trek, and they're like, "What are you doing? Are you gonna watch all of this?" And he just no, just want to have it. Just likes to hoard media for some reason, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it is.
I've instructed daps to turn off his torrents. I have Steam on my phone, and there's daps. Daps is replying. What is Daps saying?
I think the Steam app is the only app that doesn't. I mean, Skype is it worse on phone or is Steam app worse on phone? Because they're both pretty. They're pretty crap on the phone. They're pretty bad. Yeah.
They're pretty. I think Steam might edge it in terms of messaging people.
That said, you would have higher expectations of Skype. So from that perspective, I'm going to say Skype's worse.
Okay. Seems. Rush keeps lagging out of Mumble. I think someone is downloading in his house, about to fix it. So, that is why we are waiting, guys. It is not daps, it's indeed Rush, or someone in his family with the unscrupulous torrents.
But how can you be sure of that?
Who cares? Who cares? Right, so what are we going to do now, Dan, with this time? Now, most people would just ramble on about the major. It's going to come up, it's going to be exciting. And there are going to be teams from over there. We're going to see the best teams. Blah blah blah. So we've just cut the crap down. We've put that into 10 seconds. But now what do we talk about? What's going on? What's going on with you, Dan?
Well,
that's great. You were looking at doing some gymnastics.
Well, that's also I don't know because
what you might not know about Dan is that he has a titanium plate. In his shoulder.
Not a plate exactly.
Oh, what is it then? A spoon?
It's
okay, what is it?
So
is it a rod?
So you have the ball and socket joint, and you've got cartilage on either side of the ball in the ball and socket joint. So the ball is resting here. You got the cartilage. I destroyed some cartilage when I used to practice gymnastics a long time ago. So they put titanium in there to replace the cartilage.
Titanium what though?
I don't know. This is replaces the cartilage. It's just like a thing. I don't know what it's called.
It's not a plate, I don't know what the technical. So what is it?
I don't know what the technical name is for that part of the.
But you know, it's not
structure.
a plate.
It's not a plate because a plate is it doesn't serve like what cartilage do you know that is plates like?
Oh, so what shape is this piece of titanium then?
Well, I just explained. You have the ball in the ball and socket joint. You have the socket, and you got the 2 bits of cartilage. There's 2 bits of cartilage that are on.
So it's like the shape of a hand. Is it a hand-shaped piece of titanium, Dan? Does it have a thumb? So what is it then? Is it this shape?
Ask me a question, trivializing everything.
You're doing okay. All right. Seriously, is it like you're showing me this, right?
Yeah.
This is cartilage, right? Is this? Are you just putting your hands like around something?
Well, okay.
Is this resemblant of a?
I did say like the ball and socket joint. So you have the ball.
You've got a ball and a socket, right?
You got the ball, and it's in the socket, and at the top. So this is like where the ball rests like this, right?
Wait. This is the ball. This is the ball.
This is going to be a GIF. I know.
This is a ball. Oh, Dan, this is a ball. This is a socket, right?
Yeah, you got the cartilage on the other side.
What, like this?
Something like that, yeah.
What do you mean something like that? Do you not? Have you not? What shape is this piece of titanium? What shape is it?
They didn't show me, James. I was unconscious at the time.
So it could be a plate size. It could be a plate then.
It's most certainly not a plate.
But how do you know? You haven't even seen it. Didn't they show it to you like, we're going to put this on your body? Like.
No, they didn't show me that.
Really?
Well, they were kind of terrible at their jobs, probably.
So it could be anything, and it could be like part of a shoe. Were they that tier of terrible, or? Well,
it seems to have held up through quite rigorous training so far. So.
Anyway, Dan has a titanium plate in his shoulder. But he didn't know that. But it doesn't go off in metal detectors.
No, it's MRI safe as well.
So maybe is it does that mean it's not dense? Is it like hollow inside?
Honestly, I have no idea because metal is generally speaking magnetic, right? And it doesn't get set off by an MRI. So I actually don't know what is. There is titanium in there, but I don't know if it's like a composite compound. I don't know what's going on there.
You know gold bars.
I know surprisingly little.
You know gold bars, right? Let's say this is a gold bar. Okay. Oh, apparently we're going to some knife rounds, so never mind. The gold bars will have to wait for another day. Well, anyway, if you had a full gold bar, who cares about knife rounds? If you had a full gold bar, what people do, I think it's zinc. I think I might be wrong about that actually. But there's another metallic material which is almost, I think it's like 99% the same density and weight as gold. And sometimes people filled gold bars with that. And to defraud people. But the thing is, no one ever uses the gold in gold bars anyway, so what does it matter ultimately?
Would it be the next one on the periodic table?
Oh, I wish I want to remember now. Anyway, we'll come back to this. If you're a gold nerd, you can tweet me and remind me about what that is. So,
or a chemist.
Or a chemist, I suppose. So, Games Academy, we have Henleet. What the hell is that name? Is that what? Talk to me.
Hen1. Henny. Hen1.
Hen1. Henny. Okay. So we've got Henny, Taco, SHOOWTiME. I like that. SHOOWTiME. Let's go to that showbiz way.
There was a very famous player in Warcraft 3 who was called SHOOWTiME actually. Back in the days, he was one of the first really successful players before Grubby became famous.
I wouldn't know Warcraft 3 if I just watched half an hour of it right now.
I think you would.
I wouldn't. I would think it was World of Warcraft.
No, you would.
I was at a LAN in DreamHack once, and there was a guy, I think he was a horse or something, and he was just riding around like this barren mountain. That was all he was doing, like there was nothing going on. Anyway, we're going into the pistol round here. So, Games Academy, starting on the CT side. Brazilians in North America, at least for the time being. Team Conquest, Rush, SHahZaM, daps, NAF-FLY, who's down to 20 HP already, and Rix. New beginnings. See how long it lasts.
And they're going to make their way into the bomb site straight away. And there's a lot of range here between Team Conquest and Games Academy. They're all the way at the back there by Hut. 2 in the corner, so this could get a bit messy. But they might be using that oldest trick in the book there. SHOOWTiME's just hiding in the smoke. They might think the area is clear, having just killed a player there. I think that is indeed the case. And now SHOOWTiME's going to appear. He could shut the round down. He's going to take down the planter as well. This looks fantastic now. But he is 1 versus 2. Another quick snap onto Rix. It's just NAF-FLY left. He is looking for the angle. And SHOOWTiME, I'm not sure if he knows exactly where he is. He's looking all over the place. He'll finally spot him. But can he get the kill? NAF-FLY is so low, but SHOOWTiME is even lower at this point. This is a very drawn-out battle. It's anyone's game at this point. SHOOWTiME looks for the next shots, and NAF-FLY will get it.
I was waiting for SHOOWTiME to win the clutch. Do you know why, Dan? Yeah. Because I would have said, it's SHOOWTiME, and we would have just got that out of the way right there and then. But I've essentially done that regardless, Dan, of the outcome. So, Team Conquest on what you might say is a favoured side on Cobblers with the first round, although it was a valiant effort indeed from Mr. SHOOWTiME, who's afforded himself armour and a 5/7, but no helmet.
So this is going to be an interesting hold, potentially from Games Academy. It can be pretty difficult if you get locked out these choke points, and that is exactly what's happened. Now, they need to just try to keep what they have bought, just left alive at this point. Nice little pick off there from Taco, but generally speaking, this round is done and dusted. We'll get a quick couple exit opportunities here for Gamers Academy.
Is that a blind spot? It seems it is, as daps gets taken down. That is a new one for me. NAF-FLY coming in for revenge, but he will fall to the CZ as well. So money being made, some SMGs being picked up, maybe to be abused in the following round. FNX looking for a CZ kill as well. These CZs working out so far so good here on Cobblers. Only SHahZaM remains. He's got her armor to save as well as an MP7. He can make a lot of money with that in the forthcoming round, so he won't want to lose that anytime soon.
This is pretty amazing. They actually picked up a P90 and a Mag-10 there and saved a couple Kevlar helmets. So the cool thing to think about now is, like, where do you actually put this P90? Because Team Conquest are going to be aware of it. Now they can either just say, we don't care, we're just going to still try to pressure B because it's so simple as an anti-eco or anti-force buy, or they can think about, oh, they got some weapons now, let's not bunch up, let's try to take A together. But looks like they're going for the no-nonsense B approach.
Well, they're going to have 3 CTs to contend with, one of which is looking at the under drop zone at the moment. That's going to be Lucas. So, show's over, Dan, on the B-bomb site. As SHOOWTiME gets eliminated by NAF-FLY's MP7. Rush has brought the AK to play in this round. That P90 stolen in the previous round coming in to become a factor now. Heavily tagged Rush gets eliminated by FNX. So CZ's doing more damage. 2 versus 2. Lucas heavily tagged. There is a kit being carried by the man himself. So got a bit of time to play with. 1v2 now. NAF-FLY left to do it. He's got the cross to the site. Can he part the Red Sea though? Only Henny remaining with the inferior gun. NAF-FLY will do the job. Clean sheet continues here for Team Conquest.
Yeah, but they have actually lost so much money in the previous couple of rounds that this is a really big danger for them now, because they don't have much of a buffer to work with if they lose this. You can see that they're spending everything. So if they lose this round, they just legit cannot buy. In fact, it's even worse than that. If they don't get the bomb down, they're looking at a double eco, and even then it's going to be pretty terrible. So Games Academy have done a really good job, to be honest. And now it's just about executing here. Execute this defense and get that comeback rolling on.
Yeah, it works both ways. So this Games Academy's economy will be bare bones as well. They've lost the first player, even things up, but of course that's going to be a disadvantage for them. NAF-FLY finding the angle to take down Lucas. And the CTs are not lasting very long. Early frags here for Team Conquest. You take over the B-bomb site. This is already a save for Games Academy. Only FNX surviving for now.
Yeah, a really important round to win somewhat cleanly here. So Team Conquest aren't going to be worried too much about getting reset, which is, having that 1 round margin of error that's going to be increased now to a couple rounds. And Games Academy are going to have to think about how they're going to approach the situation. Obviously, they have to full eco in the following round, so it's going to give a lot of breathing room to Team Conquest. And it does worry me how easily Team Conquest just walked in there, because they didn't even really play a complicated execute game. They didn't even play like a tug of war in some of these areas. They just marched into the bomb site. It was pretty simple, and if they are able to essentially just outskill Games Academy in that way, they can just keep going B and just doing that over and over again.
Indeed, it's almost Nylon style on Inferno we're seeing in the early rounds here on Cobblers. This was the pick of Team Conquest, Cobblestone. So, Games Academy have some P50s, a CZ, and the saved M4 from the previous round. They're going to go for 3 on B once more. Have 2 towards long with the decoy in the underpass for now. So they'll see if they can. I think long in this situation is kind of similar to Apps and Inferno. It's not really it's not a promising engagement for the T's in this situation against the eco.
This is also one of those spots where I really want to see Team Conquest just saying to themselves, let's just keep going B. You don't have to just rush it all the time. You can delay the timings massively, and it seems like that's actually what they're doing. So I really like this. They put the pressure on Games Academy and say, hey, you guys can't deal with this. You need to find a way to stop this, or else we're just going to keep doing it over and over. And the more times that Games Academy have trouble with it, the more effective it's going to actually start becoming, because it's going to become psychological eventually. Like psychological warfare, where they won't really feel comfortable even winning fights at all. And then that is what the B hold is in a nutshell, just winning those angels when the T's manage to get that positioning deep down the B platform.
It's worth considering FNX's position in this situation. Obviously, he is in a situation where he needs to save. You saw him looking into the connector area for a while there, and the problem is if he runs too far away, then he has less places to retreat to if the Team Conquest go for the hunt. Whereas if he can, say, get a frag and then retreat and make them a bit more concerned with their pushes. Conquest obviously will want to avoid having 1v1s, and their own economy will need to be secured as well. So always worth observing how the outnumbered player opts to try and save. So we're going to have double AWPs now coming out for Games Academy. Let's see if this will improve the situation for them.
Yeah, this could be a nice response, but it does depend on how Conquest approach the round. Now, we are going to be seeing them going for the A play this time around. They're looking for that control towards A long initially. They're leaving a big opening there towards the middle area, which might be surprising for Games Academy to see how fast they're up and around A long without actually putting presence on middle. So we'll have daps now extending himself to that middle area, and Games Academy is starting to feel out what's going on. You can see that rotation coming in. But this is kind of awkward. Let's not sugarcoat this. This is going to be a hard hold if Conquest have nice grenades to follow this push up with.
Well, Henny has announced his presence, and he's missed the first shot, getting a leg on the second one, but needs to find frags. There is the first one. Bomb spotted as well. That was a bomb carry, which should be a full rotation, but it needs to be aware of Lurker, so it's not going to be as fast as it otherwise might be. There's the revenge frag for ShahZaM, but Henny's still on the site doing work. He's delayed things for his team to rotate, but again, the Lurker Rix is going to take down Tacio as he tries to come in from B towards A.
Oh, but this is the problem. The bomb was never picked up after the initial drop, and that has put a lot of pressure on Conquest. However, they'll still make it work, and I was worried for them there. They had a really slow approach. They got in a nice position. They're very dug into A long. All they had to do is execute those grenades. They went for it. But then after the smokes went down, they had a very slow approach, I guess because they didn't have quite the understanding of exactly where those AWPers were on the actual bomb site itself, and they really wanted to clear the bomb site without taking too many losses. It was quite painful in the end, but they still managed to bounce back. So scary situation for Games Academy, but well, there is an AWP here on Henny.
Yeah, they've gone for the force. They've got an AWP in the fan mass, and it's a fast play from Conquest. Probably expecting a full eco here. You can see Henny has the angle, but again, he doesn't have the manpower now. Everyone's dead, including him, leaving FNX to save once again. Now we see a pause coming in here from Games Academy. Normally in online matches, you don't really get that many tactical pauses come in league play and so on, but I am expecting it to be a tactical one. Producer Reese has confirmed, so they are getting completely wrecked at the moment. So
like I said, I'm expecting it to be. When it's a tactical pause, Jake. Yes, guys, this is what I'm expecting.
He messaged me mid-sentence, damn it. What am I supposed to say?
But yeah, you can really feel their pain right now. You know, we were talking about it there. They're having this issue where they, even if they're able to, like, okay, let's look at the rounds that they've lost. So on their bye rounds, of which they've not had many,
okay, fine.
They've lost against the straight up B pushes. It's just been a battle of execution. They've not been able to have the setups and be able to hit the shots behind the setups to be effective, and even allowing a hope for a retake, which is already really hard when the bomb goes down on B. And then when it came to that last round on A there, the funny thing was Team Conquest, they didn't complicate that at all. They just walked 4 guys up A long, all there, threw the grenades, and then walked onto the bomb site. That is exactly how that round went. It was as simple as that. There was no... Conquest are not really playing that many defaults here. They're just walking to bomb sites, and that's where the issue is. And for Games Academy to actually try to stop this, they need to pick players off. If Conquest are going for A, they need to pick players off before they get to the bomb site, firstly. And if they're going for B, well, they just have to hit their shots. That's as simple as it is.
We can see they've made a slight adjustment, putting 3 people in the B bomb site, 1 in the underpass and 1 towards A. And Conquest may be expecting some kind of different output from Games Academy. Have entirely gone towards A bomb site, got the initial pick, waiting for reaction. This has given the CTs time to rotate into position. Now they're leaving 1 person in an aggressive position towards B, peeking plateau, and they've left 1 person drop zone 2 towards A. So they're in a reasonable position to do something about this.
Yeah, you can see the pressure. Like if we look at the minimap, just divert your attention there. You can see that there's a lot of paranoia towards the drop zone because they've lost that 1 man, and that really changes the dynamic because you're quite afraid that they can just easily take drop, and that's usually what teams can often look to try to do as a T side when you know that the CTs are down a man. But Conquest are not going for that. They are going to go for this A play. They're rolling into the bomb site. Tacio's in a very important position here, sitting behind that APC. He's going to pick up the first frag, but there is no more to be made as Rush pushes forwards and takes more positioning on towards that bomb site for his team. Rix will follow it up. It's just Henny, and once again, player after player falls without any resistance from Games Academy, and that's just not good enough to hold these bomb sites.
They're just getting out-aimed at the moment. Like in this round, they're just simply getting out-aimed. I think Conquest read that something might be happening with the tactical pause. I think that's reasonably why they just put the entire team towards A, although they got 1 pick and it didn't react on it. Straight away, again, they continue the clean sheet. This was Conquest's pick, however, and it is a best of 3, so let's bear that in mind. So maybe Games Academy may not be as prepared for this as they will be on the map of their choice. Yep. But it's not over yet.
It's a bit of a, well, it's not really a desperation buy. It's just basically everything the Games Academy can really afford to purchase considering their position. We're going to see the auto shoddy though, which is quite fun. over by A long, but that is not what the action is. Once again, Conquest have decided to go towards the B area. We're going to get a nice little boost here to look over the smoke in case there are any shenanigans to be spotted. Lucas is in that area, but he's not going to be visible to NAF-FLY with that little boost. But it's a nice little approach, and you can see with the Molotov, they're going to be pressuring these more forward positions on B platform. NAF-FLY is stepping up to the plate. He wants to try to get the first frag there to open his team onto the bomb site, but will it be successful? He's drawing closer to Lucas, and now he's going to flush him out.
Yeah, that is an excellent Molotov there to force him from the position. The CTs have essentially 4 people ready to defend this B bomb site, but can they do it successfully? Again, Team Conquest just looking for the engagements there. Rush and ShahZaM getting the first 2 frags. They just won the duels. They're going to go for the... they had a position to trade there with SHOOWTiME, but no trade was going to happen. Things slowing down now. Conquest simply looking for the engagements. Things evening up. Only an auto shot he left versus 2 AKs and an AWP. There's an initial shot. Manages to get himself a 1-tap machine, but can he find the 1 tap? Smoked himself off. Allowed himself to get a 1v1, but NAF-FLY will prove the victor. I think we need to reset the HUD so we see the health, etc.
Double tap escape, yeah, there we
go.
So one thing when it comes to, well, for any of you guys who watch Sherlock Holmes or whatever, or if you're or if you're into the whole deduction thing, a lot of the principle behind deduction comes from not only what you see but what you don't see. And so regarding Conquest, they haven't had to run a single default, and we can go into more detail about what that actually means at the end of this map. I think that would be a nice point for the post-match analysis. But the fact that they don't have to do that is a really significant factor, because right now Conquest are just bullying themselves into sites. There is no finesse, there's no eloquence to this. They're just walking in. No
finesse plays with CLG there. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Was it Sherlock Holmes who was quoted as saying your powers of deduction continue to serve you well?
I would doubt that. That sounds very uncharacteristic of Sherlock Holmes.
Sounds sarcastic as hell, Dan. I love it. Actually,
well, unless if it was said in sarcasm, meant to have powers.
I can't remember where I read that quote, but I thoroughly enjoy delivering that to people.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is great, actually. I would definitely recommend people pick up anything written by Conan Arthur Doyle. Okay, so 10-0 is a pretty astronomically... Well, it's a big number, considering that Games Academy...
It's 10, Dan. A big number would be like 11,000.
Well, I guess it depends.
This is still a small number, Dan.
Yeah, but it's relative. In terms of T-side cobble.
It is relative.
Then, yeah, there you go.
It is.
How do you like that retort?
So, Games Academy, Double Ops once more have had little success. I would be curious when there's a bit of downtime to see the scoreboard, actually, but for now we'll continue with the action. This time it's SHOOWTiME, no pun intended, to get the initial frag. Maybe that smoke will slow down Team Conquest, looking for some peeks in drop zone. They peek, they will find, but it'll be Henny to eliminate some human beings. NAF-FLY opening up now for his team on the B-bomb site, but it's the CTs to get the trade 4 versus 2, Dan.
Yeah, and ShahZaM is looking to actually clutch this, and it's actually doable from his position. If the story continues and we see just a battle of skill, Team Conquest have been winning those without too much problem, but this is the most dire situation that they find themselves in, and Tacio is actually going to finish things off. And well, Conquest will concede a round, but I'm sure they're going to get into this territory of extreme comfort, safety, security. We might even see them not necessarily mess around, but they're going to take liberties with this.
Liberties will be taken. Double Ops continue. Games Academy finally fielding a full buy here with Molotov, smokes, loads of flashbangs and nades. And they'll hopefully use those flashes to counter certain timings from the T's. You saw a counter flash from the T's themselves, just in case there was an aggressive peek coming from Games Academy towards the B bomb site. So we have a bit of a stalemate for now. Although FNX is in an aggressive position, FNX is now dead. You can see he was very advanced in the long area, but ShahZaM was going to finish him off with the Tech 9. Now NAF-FLY going down with an aggressive position towards the B bomb site, where we still have 3 CTs very deep. Attacker's going to fall to the flames of Rush's Molotov. Man advantage for Conquest. This is a difficult map to defend with 5 players. The CTs currently have 3, 2 of which are with AWPs, which is bad for the retake. if there are any smokes, you can see there's a smoke on Rix. So if they go to B, for example, and smoke off the door, that's going to be tough. And A, the connected door on the other side will be the same issue. And again, Games Academy being led up the garden path by Rush on the B bomb site at the moment.
Oh, and he cannot afford to miss that shot. And yeah, I was just going to expound on your point there that if you looked at the setup for the CTs, yeah, if Conquest were to go A, it's basically an auto win because I mean, they have the ability to cut off all the choke points with the smokes and just trying to retake that bomb site through those choke points against 4 players when they're smoked off. It's just not going to happen. So pretty nice call from Conquest to realize, okay, they're down to 3 men. This is going to be a strong way to play this out.
Look at Conquest now. You can see Rush is in T-spawn. They're making sure that these guys can't save any guns whatsoever. Trade coming in by daps, and Games Academy will start the next round with nothing.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Conquest looking like they want to finish this one in a very expedited fashion, as we have, again, a situation where they're not even having to rely on, or, well, incorporate much strategy. They're not having to use any default rounds, which tends to be very, very important, typically speaking. But, again, we'll have to see if Games Academy can do better this time. We have a Conquest team moving forwards down middle, and they're going to find Henny, who was alone, and now comes a quick movement from the rest of the team of Henny. Games Academy are trying to get through these choke points now, but there's not going to be much luck. There is maybe a potential here from Tacio. He's coming in fast on the flank.
Yeah, well, he needs to do a lot for his team. They've only got 1 round on the board from 12 so far. Not many rounds remaining on this first half, and things are even at the moment. 3 versus 3. Bombs being planted. And even if Games Academy win this round, they need to win with as many people remaining alive as possible. Trades coming in already, so there's only 2 left for either side. They know where one of these CTs are. Same can be said for the T's now, but can Lucas help SHOOWTiME to take that frag? You can see there's a bit of a crossfire between Rush and the site. That smoke will cause more problems and slow things down. There's no kit on these 2 CTs. They've got both the frags, but do they have enough time to defuse the bomb? I don't think they do. Yeah,
and the funny thing there as well from Conquest is if you looked at the way that they actually took the fights when they were going for the peaks and how they were covering each other and so on, there seemed to be like a little bit of confusion as to who was covering what. We saw some players peeking prematurely in spots where they're very exposed. So Conquest even gave Games Academy, I think, more of a chance there than they really should have done. I think they could have optimized that quite a lot. So definitely a lot to be desired, but still it's more than good enough to deal with Games Academy right now. 12-1, T-side Cobble, scary, scary scoreline. And this was Conquest's map choice. You must remember this. The falling map is going to be Inferno.
There we go, those close quarters not working out for Taco there. Gets taken down immediately, and that is shock and awe towards the B-bomb site. We've got a lurker in ShahZaM, but he's not going to find much to do. See if those CZs can get to work once more. Both of these remaining CTs have armor. Are they going to go for this? They've got an AK. 2 AKs now. Auto Shotty has disappeared. 3 versus 2. Smokes it down. And so is Henny, leaving FNX to save on his own once more. Always been the last man for his team. And this is no different. He won't last for long, though. ShahZaM reappearing to get the final frag.
So far, Games Academy have not been much of a test for Conquest. We're going to get the last force buy here for the last round of the first half. And it's looking pretty desperate. At least they've got a lot of nades to use. That's going to be helpful, but Conquest keeping up the form.
Look at the mollies on Conquest as well. You saw how they forced the CTs out of the positions the CTs wanted to be on towards the V-bomb site, around a kind of bowl of the plateau, etc. The same could happen here, including the drop zone. We'll see how those Molotovs will play out. There are 3 left here for Team Conquest. See what happens to them later on. 4 pistols and an auto shotgun on the CT side here.
Yeah, it's nice to see so much usage of the Molotovs. However, you also have to factor in how useful are some of these Molotovs as well, because they won't be pushing with some of them. Rix will actually make his way forwards onto Lucas finally, but in the spot where he used his initial Molotovs, they basically didn't get anything out of it all that much. But either way, it's like we'll have the attack onto the bomb site, ShahZaM will pull out the Tech 9 and it will deal with Henny, but there are other CTs lurking, but his teammates are swarming the area and there's too much to handle for Games Academy. So There's going to be Conquest in this round. And that is a 14-1 scoreline. Very, very strong results. Brute force was all that was necessary.
I like the logos of Team Conquest. But it sounds like a porn site, Dan.
It doesn't, though.
Actually, I once ordered a Mortal Kombat DVD from Amazon. And instead of Mortal Kombat, they sent me something called Mortal Conquest, which sucked.
Was it a game or was it a movie?
It was a crap movie. I think it was a rip-off of the Mortal Kombat movie, and it was awful.
I bet that was really awesome, actually, like really fun.
It was
really funny because it was really bad. Either way,
I did watch the whole thing though.
It is pistol round time, and if there's any hope for salvation from Games Academy, it is within this round. But of course, 14-1, you will never bet anything here on Games Academy from this position. And Conquest are showing you why. Already taking 2 quick frags into the beginning of the round. Oh dear, this is not looking good.
The mere fact that NAF-FLY, I think who it was, got that first frag with 3 of them standing there just for free tells me that Games Academy don't play this game. Not this game, sorry, this map. as much as others. They don't play the game, Dan. They're using control pads. So, Producer Reese tells me that Games Academy played this map for the first time ever at Winouts LAN this weekend. So, that makes me wonder, Dan. It's ban.
If they do play this game because people have been playing this map for a while.
It's ban, right? Surely, the veto? Like, if they played this map for the first time ever this weekend, then what the hell did they veto as their first veto?
I don't know, man.
Because like if they try to counterpick by vetoing a map that they think these guys want to play, maybe they're gambling that they wouldn't pick Cobblestone. They vetoed Train. So I don't know if they played. I don't understand. Like how. I don't
Something's
I don't understand how
misunderstood.
I can only assume as a team, maybe they're a new team, a newly formed team, and they've only played it as a team. That would make more sense. But anyway, the Gamers Academy got wrecked on Cobble, and the next map is
Inferno. So you would expect them to have experience there. It's the map they've chosen, but with that match taking place in the fashion that it did, it's hard to have any hope for Games Academy here.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would, and I just did.
Well, okay then. I suppose it's time to go to a breakdown.
Absolutely. So, guys, we'll set up the next map for you, and we shall be back here shortly for more Counter-Strike action here for the North American Cluj qualifiers. Stay with us. We'll see you in a bit.